Hi, Joy Tribe. It's your girl, Joy Villa, back at it again with another fresh, spicy reaction video. Now, this is one you guys have been requesting, and requesting is polite way to say begging for it. So I've got to give my Joy Tribe what they want. You know you who I, you know your girl, who I am, Joy Villa, singer, songwriter, actress, number one on Billboard, iTunes, and Amazon, toured 38 countries. Living a life that is feminine, fit, and friendly. We love men around here. We don't like to bash them. And today we're going to talk about a very controversial man. This is part 3. If you would like to see part 1 and part 2 of my reaction to Andrew Tate on Tucker Carlson, then make sure you click the link down below. They're going to be there. Maybe I'll also put it up there. However, I'm going to do this. But we're going to react today to the rest of the interview. Maybe we do a part 4. I was going to say part 4 if you'd like that. But today we're going to react to the rest of this crazy man. Crazy man. If you don't know who he is, he's gone viral and now he's gone banned. So this man, well, I'll let you listen to the man himself. All right. And Tucker Carlson has him on. Andrew Tate. Here we go. We're going to react live. Let's go, guys.
That is unfair, perhaps, but that's the way the game works.
I'll go back a little bit.
Replies to your DMs. You don't really matter. You don't have access to the sexual marketplace. It's very difficult for you to even get any kind of recognition that you're even alive. And a lot of men feel lost and lonely because of that. And I was championing to a degree their issues by saying to them, look, that is unfair, perhaps, but that's the way the game works. You need to become a man of importance. You need to become a man of influence, or you're going to suffer the pain of being invisible forever. Here is how you do it.
Right.
I wasn't trying to change the rules of the game. I was just telling the men how to win, because I came from nothing and I'm completely and utterly self-made. And I think the reason
And if you guys don't know, Andrew Tate is a millionaire. He was a 4-time champion kickboxer. The most censored man in the world is the name of this interview. And somebody said that, this guy is not deserving of all the censors and that he definitely didn't do anything wrong. And then someone else said, no, he's deserving of all the censored content because he's a misogynist. So I want you, Joy Tribe, to look at the content and decide for yourself. Here he is speaking very calmly. Now he said a lot of wild things. I'm not going to lie. He said some wild things, but I will tell you, I agree with many of the things he said. Many of the things that he has mentioned are just typical masculine men wanting a feminine woman. Nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with being a manly man. In fact, I think that all this toxic masculinity stuff, and leave me a comment below, we're going to premiere this live with the chat. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Okay, if you agree or disagree, but I think there's nothing wrong with being a masculine man. There's nothing wrong with being a masculine man. There is nothing wrong with being a masculine man. Woo! Hallelujah, Lord. Send me a masculine man. We need more masculine men in this world. We'll continue.
A lot of men are so depressed is because they feel invisible. They feel like the life is too hard. Women expect me to be strong and smart and funny and interesting with a nice apartment and a fast car and tall and well-connected and funny. And it's just too much for them to handle. And the social pressure on men is absolutely immense. And I was championing their issues. And at the same time, all these social media platforms pretend to care. As soon as somebody they resonate with stands up and champions their issues, they mass blanket ban me, which shows they have absolutely no care for the young men of the world today. They think that by banning me, I'm just going to vanish and the young men are just going to go and start eating the gruel that they're fed on their YouTube feed. They don't want to read. They don't want to see transgender people wear makeup. They don't want to see that. They want to see a man who has a bunch of money and a nice life and some fast cars and is strong and is confident. They want an action hero. And that's something that large portions of the world still want to be. And YouTube and social media platforms obviously just don't like the idea of that.
It's such a shame because what he's saying are facts. Men and women want to see that. We want to see action heroes. We want to see, the Arnold Schwarzeneggers back in the 80s and 90s where the men were strong. The men were really strong. And the women were strong too, but the men were stronger. Strong men, I believe, enable strong women. But you can't have strong women and then weak men. It doesn't work. Your man has to be stronger than you. That's physically, emotionally. Well, emotional intelligence really women have, but that doesn't mean we're better than men. It just means we're different. Just like a man being able to open up a jar of pickles doesn't mean he's better than me because I can't, right? It's different. We have different strengths. That's why God created man and women. All right. There's two of us. That's why there is a binary. That's why it's so important not to blend and say, oh, there's no binaries and all of this stuff where there's no binary meaning two, by the way, if you didn't know. So this non-binary thing is literally destroying the two stable datums, this two things, data that is stable for all men and women. Okay. When you're a child, this is what you look at down below. You say, do I have an innie or an outie? Boom. You now base your entire existence upon that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong because there's literally no morals attributed to that. That's the facts. You're a man or you're a woman, just like if you're tall or you're short, or if you're black or you're white, or you're mixed, you're somewhere in between. This is just what you is, people. So stop trying to change things. And why don't you change yourself? Everybody's trying to change the world, but nobody wants to change themselves. Take accountability, take responsibility. Not all men are dogs. Maybe you just dated some dogs. Maybe you need to be a better woman. Stop just giving the kitty, thinking that that's going to get you a good man. Ladies, take responsibility. The late, great GOAT, Kevin Samuels, said something very spicy, but I agree with it. Accountability is like kryptonite to modern women. Not all women, but many modern women refuse to take accountability. And it's not your fault, honeys, but now you need to wake up from feminism. Now you need to wake up, support this man. He's making male-dominated content for men. What is wrong with that? As a woman, I appreciate that. Women have safe spaces. Why can't men? Let's continue.
They want to get rid of me and try and replace me with something they see as far more malleable, trying to create people which are more malleable and more easy to program and more easy to control.
So news accounts in the United States say that the U.S. Embassy in Bucharest, Romania, was tipped off to your misdeeds and alerted the local authorities you might be committing human trafficking. Given that this is the same charge they leveled against Julian Assange or a species of it, skeptical, but I want to know the details. Were you arrested for human trafficking? What happened?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. This is really important, guys. I'm going to rewind that because not only, look at the expression, I love Tate, okay? I would love the chance to meet this man. Andrew Tate, if you're watching this, I would love to meet you. I was afraid to say your name in the previous videos because I thought I might get banned. But, I have been censored. People try to ban me all the time. But, I support Trump. I support anti-feminist. I'm pro-woman. I'm also pro-man. I'm like pro-life. I'm used to getting banned and attacked, but I will say that somebody like this, who's actually standing up for values, I love his face, masculine values, is increasing the goodness in this world, not decreasing. And what they did is they attacked him. They said that he was human. I'm not going to say the word for fear of getting banned, but you see what they accused him of. And he goes on to explain it because I looked into this. I'm not going to bring you somebody who's a criminal. I looked into this and Tucker's being very, very fair, letting him say his piece. Nobody else wanted to take him on, even though he has millions and millions and millions of followers. Like he was getting too dangerous. He was telling people to unplug from the matrix. So let's watch what he says. And I want to see your comments down below, Joy Tribe.
Human trafficking, what happened?
Yeah, I was not arrested. So what happened is I suffered from a case of swatting. It's very popular with people who are large on the internet. Many large YouTubers have been swatted. It's where you call the police and you say somebody has a gun or there's a hostage situation and the SWAT team arrives. Somebody made a phone call to the American Embassy saying that I was holding women at my house. The police arrived. And let me state this now. I state this openly to the world. I have absolute respect for the police. I would hate to live in a country where if you call the police saying women are being held against their will, that the police don't respond. That would be terrible. Of course they should come and look. Absolutely. They turned up, they investigated, they realized that nobody was in the house against their will. There was no crime committed. They said, okay, you're not a suspect, but you are a witness to this, along with me, my brother, the housekeeper, the gardener, everybody who was in the premises at the time was labeled a witness. We had to go to the police station for 45 minutes for pieces of paper. We filled them in and we were let go. I was swatted. Nobody was hurt. There's no human trafficking. There's no women who were tied up. There's none of these things. It's all just complete fallacy.
Okay, so there it is from the man's own mouth. Now, I followed this case because this happened a few weeks ago. And somebody did a fake, like he said, swatted. So he's British. He lives in Romania. He's got millions of dollars, fancy cars. What color is your Bugatti? And that's his whole thing. I mean, he's Mr. Uber masculine energy, man, alpha. I love that stuff because I think it's so fun. And it's also funny. He knows sometimes he's playing a character. So he goes over the top, as many social personalities online do, right? It's pretty obvious that's what we're doing. So one of the things is he was being over the top with all his stuff. And then somebody made a fake allegation that he, what he just said. I'm not going to repeat it on here, but it was completely fake. It was found to be not true. And in fact, I know there was another case where a woman said she was held captive, but then there was webcam footage, like security footage of her like ordering Uber Eats, talking to the driver, like going back in the house. So it's complete BS. Just know, Joy Tribe, when you are famous and you are making noise, the little ankle biters, the little haters will come to try to get you. Not just the keyboard warriors, but they will take it up a notch when you are making big moves. And Tate has been making big moves. I mean, they come after me all the time. They come after anybody who's big. The thing is the consistency to not worry about it. God is on our side when you're doing the right thing. I truly believe that God gives people a gift to be confident, to be brave, to be outgoing, and to preach the good news, whatever that is, to put good in this world. And when you do those things, when you shake the world and the system and you try to unplug people from the matrix, what happens? The system does not like that. That's what they did to Tate. Let's watch a few more minutes. I'm really, really, really excited to see your comments. And if you guys want to see me do more of this, we've got more of this interview, so we could actually do a part 4. Let me know in the comments, like you let me know before, if you want to see a part 4. And don't forget to watch part 1 and part 2 as well.
You probably made some of these companies mad with your views on COVID. So sum up for us, if you would, what you think the response to COVID globally did to the populations of the West.
Yeah, so I certainly made them mad with my views on COVID. I don't want to go to conspiracy theory, and I would also never kill myself. Let me just say that here for the record. But okay. At the time of COVID first being announced,
you guys know why he had to say that, right? Just in case something happens and he gets, taken out. And I'm talking taken out to lunch, as they say. I don't know, in the mafioso. If he gets taken out to lunch, I don't want to say it for the algorithm, but if he gets taken out to lunch and you don't hear from him, he don't come back, he's letting you know, I did not do that. They did that. I love it. I love it. Let's continue.
My brother and I we sat and had a very logical conversation, and we sat and said, we're 2 young fighting age males. If COVID can kill us, then the world is over. It's zombie apocalypse time. So there's no point hiding. We may as well go out with a bang. So my brother and I flew to Stockholm, Sweden. Now, I don't know if many people know this, but Sweden never closed down. Stockholm and Sweden never closed down, never made you wear masks, never mandated the vaccine. At the very beginning of COVID, when the rules were strictest, when Florida was still closed, when Miami...
Look at that smile from Tucker. Guys, I've been on Tucker Carlson many times, and when he smiles like that, because he has this amazing poker face. I love Tucker. Look at that smile right there. He's loving it. This is a man after his own heart. This is awesome.
was still closed, when the Republican states were still closed, Stockholm, Sweden was wide open with full nightclubs and a party scene like you've never seen. And we lived in Sweden for 3 solid months with 0 restrictions, 0 worry or interest in COVID. It was like the world was completely normal. And from there, when we left, obviously COVID was still going on. And in a neighboring country, you go to Germany, and they were having full panic attacks.
Okay, Joy Tribe, this is where I'm going to end the live stream, or I'm going to end the video and the stream. And I'm going to let you guys know this is awesome content. I love what he's saying. I wish I would have gone to Sweden during this time. I used to live in Denmark, and I think that it was the same there too. So Scandinavia did not back down. Maybe Sweden was the only country that did that. During COVID, I traveled. I went to South Africa. I lived there for 6 months. I went to London. I lived there for a year. Never got the boom, 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 if you know what I'm talking about. Trust me, unplug from the matrix. Freedom is yours. And this is really, really spicy content. If you want me to react to the rest of this interview, because there's quite a bit more, let me know. What a baller. What a freaking top G. Top G. Love you, Joy Tribe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video. We need to wake people up in all ways, socially, politically, economically, spiritually, emotionally, energetically. All right. We want to put good things into the world. I love you, Joy Tribe. You're amazing. You're powerful. Go after today. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch the next video. Daily content dropping, reacting to spicy content. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.